downtown.
Pause. One of my favorite things about Rick is he is borderline obsessed with living in Las Vegas and just like the allure of it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we go on investigations and he asks me if it's okay if we drive back to work down the strip. Yeah. And I'm like, you could just get on the
That's
freeway.
amazing.
But he loves it here.
Well, it's grown on me. Initially, it wasn't so much.
Yeah.
That being said, I can still remember, and I'm going to speak of my age, January 3rd at 3:04 a.m., 1988, basically was a life-changing event. I probably thought that.
I was not born
No.
yet.
Be that as it may,
You're welcome.
I was a 21-year-old new officer with 8 months experience working in a 110-year-old county jail with that housed 40 inmates. 2 inmates, one gentleman grabbed the door out of my hand, and the second inmate, Oscar Ray Bolin, basically they both were trying to escape. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fight's on. I'm with my partner's couple, maybe a year from retirement. The fight's on. Oscar and I are wrestling around. I throw him into a room, take a step to help my partner. Another inmate had a metal bar that he had pulled off of a exercise equipment. And as I stepped towards him, he took one step towards me and in an overhead motion went to hit me in the top of the head. I ducked, hit my back, my neck. The story is the gentleman that I was fighting with, literally for my life, Oscar Ray Bolin, committed some pretty horrible offenses in Ohio, kidnapping, sexual assault, was sentenced to 25 to 78 years in Ohio, was in the Ohio Department of Corrections for 3 years, and now Oscar turns into a homicide suspect in the state of Florida. They send Oscar to Florida, 3 separate murders, 3 separate trials. Guilty on first-degree murder, death penalty on all 3 cases. I actually went and testified at 2 or 3 of his trials. Was on court TV, got recognized when I got back from somebody locally that said, hey, I just saw you testify.
This is still in the 80s.
This is still like late 80s.
Early 90s.
Or early 90s, okay? His case goes to appeal. All 3 cases are overturned.
Why?
There was something with the evidence and his ex-wife. They all 3 were overturned. On appeal, 3 retrials. I go back for 1 trial, 3 guilty verdicts.
Did they
3 death penalty cases.
Total legal question. They consolidated them?
No, 3 separate trials.
They did 6 trials?
Yes, that was 6 trials total.
It sounds like a nightmare.
3 times, the second round. Goes to appeal. All 3 are overturned on appeal again. So now we're starting each trial third time. First trial, second-degree murder. He was found guilty in like 12 minutes.
That's not enough time to get a 4-person.
The 8th trial was literally like they were out at maybe an hour.
What did I just do?
What did you do?
I don't know. I broke it. No, my back was hurting in this chair, and so I moved, and then the mic's off, and so Chris has to get up in the middle and put the mic back in my face. We do this like once a week.
That's okay.
At least once a week. See? Now the mic's back. But at the same time, the speaker said, shutting off.
That was my fault.
And I thought that, like, I had touched something.
Oh, that you would hit
Set
something
it all
that
off.
you shouldn't.
Yeah, I do that too. We're holding
you're
thoughts. There's yarn everywhere. Okay. So you're on trial number 8.
We're on trial 8. They're out an hour. Death penalty. Trial 9, they're out, I think, an hour and a half total. Death penalty. About this time, we're coming to late 90s, early 2000s. There is a big case. there's a big to-do in the FBI with evidence collection because the FBI actually analyzed some of the evidence in these cases. A gentleman named Michael Malone, who was a big evidence tech, I think with the FBI, he was fudging DNA results. One of Oscar's cases, Malone was a DNA analyst for the FBI on.
We had to do them again for a fourth time?
No. Finally, he, all the appeals went through. Supreme Court denied it.
Okay.
January 6th, I believe in 16, was when Oscar was executed. First person in the U.S. that year. 3 murders, 3 very, very, very brutal murders. Probably one of them is probably the worst I've ever seen. Oh, wow. Doing this for as long as I have.
Really?
Yeah, it was absolutely brutal.
Huh.
And we talk about we talk about the media.
What do you mean? It was absolutely brutal,
No,
and then
no.
I hear like laughing.
It's because Rick and I have this client, and this client is innocent, and he, Rick like looks him stone cold in the eye and was like, "Whoever did this has done this before. Am I right?" And it's just
No,
made me think.
it's even it was one. It is one of the brutalest murders I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Not personally, but read about it. I saw some of the crime scene stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the issues that we've always had in this case was that 2020 was involved in this case for years. Right before he was executed, they did a huge story on Oscar. Made him, he had been on death row for 28 years. They portrayed him as kind of like this knight in shining armor, even though he did these 3 brutal murders.
Mm-hmm.
But what upset me was the rape victim from Ohio. We had become friends, and we had filed the case together. And she actually had called 2020 to talk to one of their producers, and they're like, she's like, "I want to tell my story," and they're like, "No." And she says, well, that one of the officers that was involved, that was almost killed, he wants to tell his story.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we've already ran this. He's basically gone now, what have you.
I know someone at Court TV who would probably love to hear from you. She doesn't want to hear from me, but she'd probably love to hear from you. She hates me.
But it's, you end up out here, and it's, something that I, personally never thought.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very blessed. From a little kid, and 600 people, growing up the way that I did, and being here, it's kind of, some people don't think of this as the pinnacle of what we do, but when you've been multiple places, it doesn't really get better than this. I mean, I have great people I work with.
That's me.
Ashley and I are very close.
It's true.
We talk all the time.
To be fair, poor Rick, his desk is maybe on a good day 6 feet from my office door. So all day long, Rick, and I knock on the door, and he says things like, "I'm not here." Like, I know you're there, because when you're there, the door's closed.
Yeah.
I know you're sitting there. So I'm super lucky because I get to work with awesome investigators, particularly Rick, and someone who's like so excited to be in my hometown, which is kind of cool.
100% agreed. Because Ashley told me once, like, you guys were coming back from something and you requested to go down the strip just to check it out. And
I was like, but we could just get on the 15.
But here's also why, like,
why? I
believe you love this place, not just for the strip.
No.
Like, you genuinely love it.
Yeah.
And that, I just want to say, I love, as someone who's born and raised here, like, we're used to people loving Vegas for being Vegas. And it's important, too. It's what makes it special. But at the same time, like, there's so much more.
But Rick goes to Fremont on like Saturday nights just to hang out.
Well, Rick has the
Multiple
background
times.
to do that, and
Multiple
and he's able, and the size, by the way, to do that.
Yeah.
To hang,
You know,
how
what'd
far
you say
down
the
you
other
go?
day? You said, "Yeah, no, I go there and hang out. It's fun, but like after 10, you should probably." Leave.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago at midnight, completely different crowd. It's like, yeah, I'm not. I didn't feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but it's a different crowd.
I've lived here my whole life. I still go in like super rough neighborhoods, not because I'm tough. It's just I know that, you know what I mean? Like you just know
I'm
your
just not
hometown.
worried about it. Yeah.
During COVID, was the first time I was down there, and I was like, it felt like the Warriors. Remember that movie? The 70s? Maybe 80s? I don't remember, but it felt like the Warriors, like complete pandemonium. Everyone's doing whatever, like it's just craziness. And I was like, yeah, it's not the Vegas it's changed. It's now like, if we were a crab, we shed.
If you were a crab.
Yeah, Vegas was evolving, and we were a crab or a snake or whatever that sheds their skin, right? Like we're on that next level of growth. And yes, the Raiders and all this other shows, and we're getting big, but we're also getting big in your guys' world, I think, too, right? Like just crime
Technology
and just crime and just like the big town element, for just not to sound naive. How has it been for someone who just moved here, living on the West Coast, living on Vegas, taking it all in, and doing what you do? Is it tainting the city a bit? Does that make sense? Like, 'cause you see the back end of stuff. You see how the sausage is made, I guess.
Right.
Oh God.
Well, and like actually commented, I hadn't when we moved here, I hadn't been here for 22 years. And Vegas 22 years ago was very, very, very different.
So wait, you came here from New Mexico, yeah?
Yes.
And so you came up the 95 to get in here?
Mm-hmm.
So you had that moment in that truck. Oh, the moment in the truck where you hit that hill. Do you know the hill I'm talking about?
I will never forget the hill that I am
The
talking
hill.
about.
There's one on both sides. You know the hill. You come over and
where
you
you
crest
see
that
the-
hill,
Yes.
and all you can see is the valley.
Yes.
It's a moment.
I can tell you that not being here for 22 years and in a moving truck, followed by my wife and my black lab, may he rest in peace.
Miles.
Yeah. I crested that hill, called my wife and said, "What the blank did we just do?" And she's like, "What?" And I said, seriously, what did we just do?
But your wife loves it here.
No, she absolutely loves.
Your wife's the reason that you can't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're stuck here.
No, she loves it. Yeah. But
Oh,
when
God
we
bless
pulled
her.
into our apartment, I was like, this is crazy. Why are we even here? And I'll never forget. And actually, I just posted this on my LinkedIn account a couple weeks ago. Like,
Oh,
she
Rick.
she sat here. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "Give it some time. We both deserve this."
We're very lucky to have you.
Yeah, that was.
Very excited about it.
Yeah, it was pretty defining.
I like that, actually.
Yeah.
Give it some time.
Yeah, she's like, we have worked really, really hard for this, and
We both
deserve it.
this. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's tough moving to a new state, trying to, especially that I'd never been to, like I said, for a long time, not knowing anybody.
Yeah.
I had no friends here, didn't know a soul. And I can remember, being introduced the first time, and a couple days before I started, and it was like everybody was, for the most part, very receptive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like now looking back at it, I wouldn't change really honestly anything about the last year here.
That's amazing. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, me too.
No, and it's been, I've learned, even though I've done this for so long, I've learned so much.
Do you think that, like, just from an investigative standpoint, like, is our investigation different than other places? I take for granted, like, if you commit a crime on Fremont or anywhere near a casino, like, we have a ton of video. Is that
No.
everywhere?
No, that's, And that's
God,
why,
what I wouldn't give to have less video footage.
yeah.
Be nice.
The majority, the vast majority of the time, there's no video or very, very, very little video.
Even with cell phones and stuff, and
Yeah.
people.
Well, you have to look at it this way. When things happen, yeah, you get that moment.
But it doesn't
where,
tell the whole.
Yeah, okay, there's a 7-second snippet that they.
You get your world star snippet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone banged down the back door.
And a lot of these incidents, they happen so fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't catch the right before.
They don't
leading
care
up to it.
they don't care they rarely catch what leads up to it. And then it's, we've gotten very, very, very spoiled with the amount of technology, the amount of video, cell phones, all the web.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I worked in a time where I can remember logging onto the internet for the first time, and I think it was 1996. And we were like, oh my gosh, the internet, what is this? And I was sitting there and,
Rick can find literally anything you've ever wanted on the internet.
Really?
the internet is, yes.
I feel like that about myself.
Oh, no. He's got you by like tenfold.
I love that.
Like, I'll be like, can you find this? And then Rick just finds, I'm like, how? He's like, oh, it's right here.
I remember when they were saying the internet was a fad, or is a fad.
Right.
They didn't think it was gonna.
I hope the internet is a fad. Keep downloading.
It may
podcasts,
still be.
but-
If 30-something years, we're like, guess what? It was just a fad. We're over with the internet.
Yeah.
JK.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the internet, the other thing that you have to understand about the internet is this: there's the internet, and there's the dark web.
Yeah.
Do you get on the dark web?
No.
We have access to it.
I was just gonna say, what internet do you know? Is it the regular one or the dark one?
What I mean is like, so Rick and I have traveled together. We've done these conferences together,
Yeah.
which was a blast. But we go to this, what was it?
Death College?
Death Multi College, yeah. Rick was there. But we went to like a symposium, like a class on investigation using the internet. And I like leaned over and I was like, did you know about this? And Rick was like, yeah, there's another one that's better than this one. I'll show you when we get back to the office.
That's bad.
He just knows everything about like how to find. Trust me, you're being followed, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. But the dark web, I don't mess with, just because I think that there's a stat out there that the internet is like 1 or 2% of what the total volume of data is. The rest of it's on the dark web. And
I believe it.
Yeah, and it's just such a different world. I don't want to venture into because it's just
you gotta have like a tour and like an all. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have a completely separate program, and then you go into this underworld of absolute chaos, and it's, to me,
I don't know what we would ever need it for at work.
we really don't.
No, I'm good with it. I'm just.
I worked in internet porn once upon a life ago, and that's.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Remember? So
I forgot about that.
you work in a world, and you start
Right.
learning stuff, and
Yes.
just from that world, I'm like, it was scary as shit. It was almost like I don't even want to go near that stuff because now that is on me, and
Right.
God forbid something happens down there. Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Back then it was I think it was called like doxing people or whatever, or putting with their houses online
Right.
and calling and saying there's a gun. Whatever it was, I was like,
They still do that, but it's with video
yeah,
games.
but it was
and they
like
call it
when it was like
swatting.
real popular. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was like in the middle of that, and like
Didn't I watch a documentary about this?
yeah,
Swatting or something?
it's called something, but whatever it was, I want
stupid.
no part of it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no.
I have a random question. You ready?
Let's do it.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? You may have heard this question before, probably in the
we
conference
did.
room.
And there's no right or wrong answer at this
That's
point.
wrong. There is a wrong. There is definitely a wrong
At
answer.
this point, but whatever answer you give,
I'll shame you if it's wrong.
she will. But I'm very curious of the logic behind why you selected it.
One horse-sized duck.
I fucking told you that's what he
Why?
was going to say.
Probably because there's only one,
Okay.
and just given some of my background,
You're going to take out a duck that's the size of a Clydesdale, Rick. A Clydesdale-sized duck.
You said a horse,
Yeah,
not a Clydesdale.
A Clydesdale is a horse.
Yes.
You don't get to pick your duck. It's a big-ass duck.
It's fine.
It's fine. That's Rick's favorite
It's
line.
fine.
No matter what it is, he'll be like, it's fine. After.
He's the only
It'll be
one
fine.
It's fine.
I believe.
It's fine.
No.
Like,
This
nope.
size has its advantage.
No.
Yes.
No.
Not 100 of them little things running around.
You could just kick them.
They never stop coming at you.
No, they do. Once you've vanquished
But
them.
see, this is okay.
That
the
duck's
reasoning
beak is like this
I might
big.
be getting swayed.
No, I'm not going to get swayed because you
No,
know.
I might be getting swayed because I always pick the little ones.
No,
No, I want
you're
the
right.
biggest one.
No, you're right. Don't get
No.
swayed.
This is the way. This is kind of the way. You always pick the biggest person in the room,
No.
and
no,
you
don't.
always make a statement.
No, he's right about that.
No. No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, you pick the little one.
But it's a duck, and that's the part where
But it has
I'm
a
thinking,
giant beak.
and that's what I'm thinking. Like I'm not messing with that thing. The normal thing I tell people is I'll just stomp on all the little
All the
ones.
little ones.
Yeah. And
Would
just
you
keep
rather
stomping.
fight a bat or a goose? Like a one-on-one, a bat or a goose?
A flying bat?
Well,
Bat?
what other kind of bat is
Well,
there, right?
I don't like
a
bats.
walking bat?
I don't like bats.
Why don't you like bats? But they're little. You could take them.
I'd light a bat up. Yeah. Yep.
That's the second best answer to when Chris told me he would, quote, factory reset a goose. I said, Chris, you're going to get your ass beat by that goose.
No.
I'll
And
light
I
a
only
bat
say
up.
Light a
bat
bat
for this. I say bat for this reason because I have seen. You get close to a goose
They're
that has little babies.
angry.
She will not
She's
stop.
going to murder you.
Yeah.
Do you have a
they
favorite?
are relentless.
Do you have a favorite kind of case to investigate?
Or ones that you're just like really good at. Like this is my sweet
Well, he's
spot.
really good at all of them.
We know.
I mean, I'm just reminding everyone.
This is going to sound very morbid, but the more complex, the better.
That's true.
I love really.
So, in our office, Rick is not, I guess, technically my assigned investigator. Rick and I have just happened to get some of these very complex cases together that are like boxes on boxes on boxes on boxes of.
Hold
crap.
on.
Sure.
This is from someone who had genuine question. What makes a complex case? Like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean?
Well.
Like, well, you may not because you guys do the same shit. Like, what's an easy case? Let's start with there. What does an easy case look like for an investigator?
Warrants are clean.
An easy case, especially the amount of. An easy case is there's video, the warrants are all clean.
Okay.
All the investigation has been done.
Facts
Right.
are clean.
We don't have unanswered questions out there on 90% of it.
Okay.
That is a fairly they're not easy because of the complexity that we deal with, but also, doing public defender work for a couple of years now. I've done misdemeanor cases, I've done felony cases, murder cases.
You do category A felonies now.
Yeah, now I do category A felonies here in Nevada. Every case, the end or the penalty is so
The stakes are
large here.
huge.
Yeah, the stakes are just remarkably huge, and what a lot of people don't understand is, and actually can speak up to this, public defenders have, for the most part, kind of a bad image.
Yeah. No, we get a bad rap.
Yeah, because it's a lot of newer attorneys or younger attorneys or crappy attorneys.
Can be. Yeah.
There's truth to it.
That's kind of that's kind of what's out there.
Yeah.
But in reality, I've worked with some really great attorneys. And the difference is it's not about billable hours,
Yeah.
billing 15 minutes. It's about the case. And
That's the best part is Chris knows me from when I was in private practice.
Yep.
And I had to tell clients like, listen, you got to pay your bill or I can't help you anymore.
Ugh,
and now
yeah.
I'm like, not worried about your bill
Right.
because you don't have a bill.
Yeah.
And I mean, the other thing that's nice about what we do is we're very, very lucky, especially with the kind of cases that we take. We're hiring experts, and like we have the greatest resource bank of any office I've ever heard of, and it's a delight to be able to utilize those resources.
Right. So a complex case, in a sense, would be them handing you like an empty box with like a paper clip, a snorkel, and some duct tape, and being like, make a case out of this. We need, these are what we have. This is all we got. This is where we need to go. It's on you to make it happen. Is that kind of it? You know?
Yeah, kind of. I would say that.
How many of our cases overall, like your entire caseload, do you think are complex cases? I can think of 3.
Maybe 3 or 4 that are really.
Are they all mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think
so.
that. Yeah, there's one. There's
then
another.
We're thinking
one.
of the same 3.
Yeah, and there's a couple other cases that I have that are pretty complex because they involve multiple incidents with multiple individuals. But I think that Ashley makes a really good point. We have relatively, I think, sustainable caseloads.
We do. We're very, very lucky.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really good because we all work our own. I mean, I work my case a certain way, but it's nice because I get free grata to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always talking with who the attorneys are that I'm assigned to. We talk all the time. And to the point where.
Is that uncommon, by the way?
I didn't have this relationship with my prior investigators.
Yeah, sometimes.
And I don't have this.
I mean, communication.
I love him.
That's a rarity in itself, that type of communication in a work environment. But specifically in your industry, is it
I would say, yeah. I mean, some public defender's office, when I was a Clark County public defender, I had upwards of 3 digits of cases. I had hundreds of cases at a time. I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
But like, it's also personality based, and it's interesting, right? I was just going to say, like, I love my standard investigator. Like, he's amazing and I love him, but I don't have the same relationship with him that I have with Rick.
Yeah.
Rick and I like to dig into the same kind of issues and stuff, and so it's just kind of a good matchup.
It helps.
Yeah, and we get to have fun and dig around, and it's kind of fun.
And and to look at it from the opposite perspective, these people that many of the people we represent, I don't know. Sometimes we get repeat offenders, but you walk into
rarely.
You walk into and either on, I like face-to-face meetings. Initially, do a lot of video interaction. Ashley does an incredible amount of video interaction,
more than you would think.
Yeah, but the thing is this: you're sitting there on the other side of a table, charged with
heinous things, crazy things.
And you're putting your trust and your life into somebody else's hands. That's a huge responsibility. And for some people, that's not easy to accept, because at the end of the day, when 4:30 rolls around, I'm going to go home and I'm going to go have dinner where I want to. I'm going to sleep in the same bed.
He's going to watch Skinwalker Ranch on DVR.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't go to the top bunk with a 3-inch mattress and waiting for my next call.
Yeah.
And that's.
Yeah, waiting for your attorney or the investigator to come see you again, who only knows one.
Right. And that's really when I decided to, because, like we talked about, I was very blessed in my law enforcement career. I had a couple PI companies in Ohio. When I lived in Texas for a couple of years, I had my own company, but
didn't know that.
Yeah. I've done close to 600 insurance defense surveillance cases.
Holy smokes.
Disability fraud, workman's comp fraud, third party vendors. I mean, so in the private sector, it's different because I had my own PI company and I had to get paid. So I had to rough up, I had to hustle to get clients and stuff like that. But
Full disclosure, Rick never roughed anyone up. Thank you.
no, but you have to
Drum up
hustle.
business.
You have to hustle
I knew
to
it-
get
I-
business. Or guess what?
I knew what he meant. I also
Yeah,
heard
no.
that. It looked like,
Yeah, no.
I was like, well,
Like some
let's
mob
clarify
shit.
that.
Yeah, we better clarify.
yeah, no.
But as soon as, and I went back to school late.
Yeah.
My kids are older. I didn't get a chance to go to college when I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Was that different? What did you think of college not in your 20s?
I took it for granted because I started school, dropped out, went into law enforcement, had some family issues, never had the opportunity to go to school. Have now that society's different.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, everybody wants a degree.
Sure.
It's changing a little bit, but they want that piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to school and got my undergrad in my 40s. And I appreciated it, because nobody,
Yeah.
I was just
you
gonna
know what
say,
I mean?
yeah.
But, and I was
It's like your high school diploma. It's like,
yeah.
whatever.
I was in undergrad, and it's like, I want to go do public defense work. I had two
that.
goals. I was either going to do public defense work, and I specifically was going to work for a public defender's office.
Why?
It's just
Something that
it's
compelled
just something
you, called
that,
you.
yeah. I had one professor.
Did that happen during school?
Yeah.
Why
That's
do you think that
awesome.
is? I mean, I'm happy for it, but
Was there like a story or something, or maybe a professor's lecture, or was there?
I went online.
That's it.
Yeah, I went online. Had very good interaction with my professors, and there was an attorney from Akron, Ohio, who said, because we had talked, because I was in Ohio for so many years, and she's like, you really should do public defense work. And I'm like, I've always wanted to do it. And then there was a couple other professors. They were like, you really ought to look at public defender work. And I'm like, I was kind of back and forth. And then it was just, I got my undergrad, and then I couldn't get a job because I was too old. I was in my 40s,
Yeah.
bunch of experience, and they're like, and then it was like, apply. Well, nobody wanted to hire me because I was older. And literally, when I went to New Mexico, I applied for their public defender offices 11 times before I got an interview.
Jesus.
All over New Mexico.
Yeah.
And then I got hired, and I loved it.
I love that it was 11 times because it tells me like you didn't give up.
No, I wasn't giving up.
Like you're like, this is what I'm doing. I don't care if it's 1100.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna do.
is it the
this.
clients?
It is.
Is it like the clients? Is it and I mean, it's all of this for me. But is it like part of me loves like the perpetual underdog aspect?
Yes.
Like, I just don't like authority a lot. And I love that like we're expected to fail constantly.
We are 100%, we are the perpetual underdog.
Yeah.
And this is, you think of public defense work as tons of cases like we had talked about.
Yeah.
Okay. The state has basically on some of these cases unlimited resources to put your client in jail or to prosecute, you know what I'm saying? And there is, it's I don't want to use the word funny, but it's very humbling when we get to go in, because we don't, in this position here in Vegas, we don't win a lot because honestly, we're not really expected to.
Yeah.
And also, if the police and the state are doing everything they should do, we should lose every time.
We should literally lose every time.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like,
I love that.
We should.
yeah, we should, if they,
In theory.
if
Yeah.
they're doing their job correctly, we should.
I should never win.
Right. But
Not how it works.
But to me, it's looking at something, a case, and going, okay, we have stuff to work with. And I could give you a quick, You know, when I went to New Mexico, I was there like 2 months, and I was in eastern New Mexico, very rural area. This is really bad reputation. Okay, known where I worked at was known as Dirty Curry by our clients. Okay,
I don't like that implication.
and when
Why was it called that?
because of the amount of corruption
Okay.
and I don't want to say kind of it was the environment of law enforcement
Okay.
in that area. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And I will never forget this. I had been on the job about 3 months. We had a client charged with 3 felonies: misuse of an electronic card,
Like stealing a credit card?
Yeah, EBT. It was all like financial stuff. And I had got the case. I was only there a couple months, so I didn't really know. And I worked with a couple of attorneys, but you have to be somewhere for a while to know how. Like, I know how it actually operates.
Yeah.
And she knows exactly what we're going to do.
100%.
Okay. And she handled
Which, by the way, is different from like other attorneys that
right.
you work with.
Yes.
We're all a little nuts, but we're all a little different in how we approach things or what's important to us or what issues. There's an
Your
attorney on.
styles.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
way you do things.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But this gal charged with 3 felonies. They sent me the Walmart video coming in and exiting, and
And you couldn't tell who it was because
transaction.
it's Walmart and the footage was really bad.
actually the video was very, very good.
Well, it's not true.
They
of all
they
Walmarts.
heard you and they're
They
like,
heard
we
me.
better update our
Yeah.
system.
No. And
Target's great.
and the attorney came to me and says, "Look, I talked to the client. She's saying she absolutely did not do this." And I said, "Okay." And I went, got the video through this, they gave us discovery. I actually went to Walmart myself, talked to security, got my own video,
Yeah.
came back, did the comparison. And I had like 2 days to do this because we were going to the preliminary hearing. And I'll never forget, we went to magistrate court, and the DA was there, detective was there, myself, and the public defender. Short lady, Rachel, she was a go-getter, took no crap. And she went to the detective and said, "You messed up." He's like, "I don't mess up." And she's like, "I'm telling you right now, you arrested the wrong person." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And they got into this very loud discussion in the middle of the court. And he said, "How do you know?" And she said, "Because he's going to prove that you're wrong." And she pointed it to me. And he said, "Okay." He's like, "I'm not wrong."
Yeah.
Was he wrong?
100%. He goes back.
that.
He goes back later.
Yeah.
She gets a phone call. The DA comes up and says, "Hey, let's sit down. Let's discuss this.
Let's talk it out.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Whoa,
it out."
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just talk this
Yeah,
out.
let's just-
Yeah.
And the next morning, he called Rachel and said, "It's not the same person. I'm sorry." Now, she's looking at, I think, 3 to 7 years if convicted, but he was completely
Wrong.
hell-bent on it was right.
Yeah.
And then, it's just,
Is that the
When you
issue
win-
that, not to cut you off, but is that the issue actually, both of you guys, you see on the other side? They're more hell-bent on being right, them being right than...
Is this a personal question, Chris?
No. Lawyers. No,
Are you
I'm talking
picking
about
up what I'm putting down?
I'm talking about I am now, but I'm talking about like just defense in general. Like, here's why I bring that up.
I don't know.
In
if
real estate, the negotiations, this is what prompted it. In the negotiations, sometimes between two realtors, it gets to a point of what's best for the buyer and seller, not Jane and Tom arguing about
right.
something that two real estate agents should be arguing about because it's their world. But at what point for me, and then I'll put this to you guys, at what point for me am I protecting the financial interest of my buyer or seller? Or am I just trying to like have an ego or just
Flex?
be right? Yeah, and flex because fuck that realtor because of whatever God knows,
Right.
Does that happen? Well, does that happen with you guys?
It's happening
Not
in a
with
case.
you guys, but like
It's happening in a case I have right now out of a pro bono case out of Henderson.
at a Henderson.
Henderson.
Is that why you said?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was talking
figured,
about.
but it just now clicked. Like that's literally. Well, I'm too close to that thing. That's why I don't see it like that. But
I think that and Rick, I'm interested to see what Rick thinks.
Yeah.
It's less about that, I think, and more about the fact that if you see our clients as a thing, not a person, and you can pull away their family, their life, their kids, like you can pull all of that away, and they are just a thing that did a bad thing. If they're just an inanimate thing that did something bad, you don't have to address the consequences to their life because you don't assume they have one. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. If you take out the human aspect, you're not punishing a human, you're just punishing a thing that did something bad. You don't have to deal with the idea that if you're wrong, you fuck someone's life up forever.
yeah.
Right.
You remove that. And to be fair, like to be a prosecutor, I would have to take out the warm and fuzzies about like how much I care about my clients, right? Because I couldn't do that job otherwise. If you make them something that is unhuman, and you make them a thing, it's a lot easier not to give a shit when you're wrong.
Yeah.
If it's
Now it makes sense.
if it's just like we're probably right.
It doesn't make it real.
It takes out the real.
It takes
the
no-
realness.
Yeah, no, what we do, it's as real as it absolutely gets.
My God,
and it doesn't, because of the stakes are so high, and
I have a question about the Rachel case before you go forward. Was that your first PD win?
yes, one of many.
You never forget it.
Yeah, I will never forget it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Anytime that there was a case dismissed, it was like,
You never forget like your first big win.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget the first client that I got probation and then went out and did something really bad. I'll never forget my first client who died by suicide.
Did you take that personally, by the way? The one that you helped and went out and did something bad? Are you like, this
No.
motherfucker? After all the work I did to get your ass back out there?
No. I mean, most of my clients are mentally ill. There's something more than just wanting to do bad shit to do bad shit.
right.
But you never forget.
You don't get the ones that just want to do hood rat stuff with their friends.
Not anymore. I used to.
No, but they are human too, and even though you tell them everything, you can be their friend, mentor, attorney, confidant, therapist. No,
Security.
and security. But the thing is this: they're still human.
Yeah.
And you can't take that human aspect out of it.
Absolutely.
And for us, and I think that Ashley will agree, we don't always agree on everything about a case.
No, Rick and I started. Okay, fun story about
no.
Rick. We started and we have this case together, and Rick was like, that client's lying to us. And I was like, there's no way. They would never lie to me. And 13 months later, I'm like, yep, liar. Rick was right. And I'll come back from the jail and be like, Rick was right.
No, it's not a question of right or wrong. And, we all laugh and we joke a lot because the things that you see are
Heavy.
They
Unfucking real.
yeah.
I'll say.
Yeah.
I'll say.
No,
it.
it's true. No.
Unfucking real. The stuff you guys have to deal on a day. I forget sometimes like what you guys actually see. Not that I see it, but like
No, you can't undo. You see things once you'll never undo it.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, we have a working relationship, but we also, I'm friends with a lot of the people that I work with.
I'm his favorite.
But so somebody can call me up and say, hey, I need this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done. But also, we spend we text honestly probably darn near every weekend.
Yeah.
And,
we watch the same TV shows.
and
now.
we watch the same TV shows. So it's, it's kind of funny.
You're starting your family here. You're next,
Right.
Yeah.
like your people.
Right. And the thing is, we don't always, a lot of the clients, I tell them up front, I didn't go to law school. And that's what I've told, and especially the people that I'm assigned to, and this doesn't matter if it's here, anywhere. I always tell them, I will tell you every single thing that I can find. It's not, I don't know if it's good. It's probably not going to, some of it's going to be bad. However, you're the attorney. Yeah. You have to figure out what to do with it, because my absolute biggest fear professionally is sitting in a trial, having one Ashley or whoever turn me around and go, "Do you know about that?" And if you do,
never. I rest my head easy knowing I will never be surprised on my cases with Rick. I will never be surprised at anything.
That's confidence.
Yeah,
too.
and
100%.
Yeah, and that's one of the
Never.
things where I that's my biggest fear. Oh my God, I missed something. And it's just, you have to have a drive to do public defense work, unlike a lot of other professions. Yes, we see athletes making millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. Okay, I understand that. They're driven to be the best at what they can do. Okay, but we don't, for me, I don't live in a multi-million-dollar home, and I don't drive a $300,000 car, but I'm just as driven in what I do as they are to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
It's just a different, we just have a different level of drive.
It's the same level of drive, in my opinion. The same level of drive. You guys are it's the same. It's just your interest it was diverted into a different interest.
Yeah.
Different energy. But the core of what makes athletes, your hustle, Ashley's, A-type personalities, whatever you want to call it or paint the picture, there's definitely like a similar thread, which is like, you got to bust your fucking ass. I'm still stuck on the 11 times back in New Mexico.
Yeah, no.
Because I didn't, right out of high school, instead of going to college, I was going to be a pro skater. Instead, I went to get my real estate license. That first time around, I took it 7 times.
Right.
It's $100 and something bucks a pop each time. I would have taken it 7 more and then 7 more. Like, I didn't care. I was going to get my real estate license, hell or high water. So that's why when not to go backwards, but when you were saying it, that's why I was like, fuck, dude, that's like drive. That's like, I know what I want. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. And I love that it happened later in life, because a lot of people are going through that now.
Right.
Like, ooh, what do I do? Like, all of it, myself included. I'm not knocking it. Like,
sure,
I've done something, like I've done something for a long time. Now I'm doing something completely different, making a new chapter. And it's like, you could do it, but you can't, I don't know. You got to have like a hustle or drive, I guess the point I'm trying to.
Yeah, we talked about that on another episode.
We talk
about this on all of our episodes.
All of them.
I keep saying that.
And I keep bringing it up because if it's around me a lot, people that are either half lazy or lazy and are asking, or they're just, think of all the stuff you and I are doing out of this building alone, and everyone just chattering. And in my eyes, and I'll look at you when I say this, like, it's very simple. You just put in the work. That's it. Just try. You put in the work. You don't give up. Even if you've been kicked in the dick all damn day, you wake up and you try again. And the reason why, and I'll shut up after this. I'm like so hot on it, especially recently. When I say recently, in the last couple of years, is because of Ashley, because I am privied to hear about certain things, or just going to the office and being around you guys. I'm like, and you know about my life. It's like, that is like, like, are you kidding me? Compared to what these guys are dealing with over on whatever street they are these days, like locked up and dealing, like all the nonsense that your clients are dealing with publicly, because you guys deal with the public ones.
Yeah, we get the high profiles.
How is that, by the way? Do you prefer it? And this is actually for both of you guys. Do you prefer
It's a blast.
Complex ones that are more public?
The public ones aren't always complex.
No?
No, it's the ones that are sexy that are public. That are like some really weird fact or some notable person.
What do people need to know about getting in trouble and coming to Vegas?
Do it at home.
Of course. But like, what should they not be doing?
Bad thing. Criminal activity.
You know,
Wanna be
you know
more
they're going to do
specific?
it. I mean, no, I don't know how to frame that actually. It's like, here's
please
why I'm asking
don't-
it, because I have two people are the best freaking people to ask this.
How about please don't come
And we
to Las
live in
Vegas.
Las Vegas, and I'm trying to help people out and also get some interesting shit of like,
Please don't come to Las Vegas and check your common sense at the airport. That'd be nice.
don't.
Don't check your common sense at the airport. If you wouldn't do it at home, don't do it here.
But isn't that why they're
Please.
coming here?
I think some people think so, yes.
But don't live by the adage what
Happens in Vegas, stays in
Yeah,
Vegas.
That's
Exactly.
also old. That's also old.
no, but it's still out there.
People are like, what happens in Vegas?
Are people just still doing dumb? I mean, they may not be your guys' cases, but are they just still doing
Yes.
dumb ass shit that you're like going back to the video camera era?
Yes.
Like, what? How did you not think this would be recorded?
I don't know. I don't understand people. Or they'll be like, how do they know it's me? I'm like, well, that's a tattoo on your face.
Do you see that 4K resolution? Of,
Right.
Caught in 4K, my man.
Or they think that there's so many people here that they will not get caught.
blend into the crowd type?
Yeah.
Wrong. Rick, what is the most interesting thing people don't know about you? It can be something I know because I feel like I know a lot about you.
That they don't know
The
about
most
me?
interesting thing people wouldn't know about you.
Wow.
I love this question.
So do I.
Does it have to be serious?
No, it could be anything.
It doesn't have to be serious.
They just
God.
the only barrier to entry is that
If-
they don't know about. They
if
don't know this
you
about you.
Bring up that your favorite food is a fucking Cane's chicken finger right now.
The
I'm gonna fight you. I will lose.
Interesting thing. This will be good for a laugh.
Oh God,
This is going to get a.
I'm excited.
I don't know how
I'm
many
pumped.
people's going to watch this, but this is okay.
Rick, I hate to tell you this, a lot of people watch
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I play a game on my iPad called Cookie Jam that I've played since 2016, and
Is this like a Candy Crush?
yes,
What level are you on?
I've on the regular or the rainbow.
Holy shit!
Because
Whoa.
I beat the regular level every week. I'm
Mm-hmm.
up to 85 or 8600, and I'm on level 1350 on the rainbow. And the great thing is, it's a kid's game. I've literally played it every day since I found it in 2016. I can tell you there may be 10 days that I've never played it, and I play little kids all over the world. Absolutely love it. I am so
What can you
That's the
explain
greatest
Cookie
thing I've
Jam?
heard.
It's like Candy Crush?
Yeah, only it's called Cookie Jam.
And is it like
It is the absolute.
It's like a
partner with
puzzle
people?
game.
No,
you can't like other people
no,
online?
it's
something
no,
like
it's
that?
this is just a game that
It's like Candy Crush.
It is only it's a different maker, and it's kind of a whole different theme.
Well, one is candy and one is cookies.
No, it's completely.
I'm gonna download it.
My wife laughs at me. You're playing that game again, yes, and she'll be like, "What? What level are you on?" I said, "I've already beat it."
Yeah,
Now-
this
You're
is
just
like
at
Now I
this
wait.
point.
Now I wait every week.
they give you like 5 levels or something.
Every Tuesday, a new level of 20 games comes out, and
this.
I played it before I came today.
Of course you did.
I have
It's my knitting.
three exactly. I
Okay.
have
We all
I
have
think
it.
three games to play for. I
Finish
beat
this week's.
beat this week, and then Tuesday afternoon when I get home from work and I'm settling in for the evening, they release the next set of 20 games.
Happiest clam.
Absolutely.
Do you get,
the
like, 5 lives?
happiest times. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle
At a
plays
time.
this something. I don't even know what it is.
Love it.
But sometimes he gets the bonus where you get unlimited lives for several hours.
Yes.
Oh,
If they
Good day.
give you the bonus of 4 hours, or they do sometimes around the holidays they give you 48 hours of unlimited lives. That's
Rick
usually-
can use his day by day, use it or lose it time during those 48
the
hours.
weird thing.
Is this
I
a
have
self-calming thing at this point?
Yeah.
is
Or is
so.
it, I
Clearly.
mean, I know, but like, is it
No,
like
it
a
literally-
calm or a raise? Like, do you
No,
get?
it is my way to digress
Okay.
from my day. I don't like.
Like
I
if it
still
was
work at home.
1953, it'd be like this: your scotch and your paper and your slippers.
Yeah, some people have their slippers and their nightly drink.
Yeah.
And Rick has cookie jam.
I play cookie jam for like a half an hour, almost every night, and
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
no. But this is like my calming because
That's
after
fair.
all the crazy stuff,
Yeah.
because I don't drink,
Yeah.
I don't. I live a very boring life.
Rick loves his boring life. I would like you to know, Rick is currently in the midst of refusing to find an additional source of income and fun. He's refusing, with a capital refuse, to start a TikTok dance channel with me. And I think it's really hurtful. I said, Rick, we're going to get a TikTok.
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna
what
dance.
happens if it actually?
Goes viral.
Now you're stuck.
Then
We're stuck
Now
dancing
you're on
on
tour.
TikTok.
No, now you're on tour. You guys would be like,
Yeah, Rick
New
is a
Kids on
great
the
travel
Block?
buddy. Are you
yeah,
kidding
would
me?
have fun.
We
would have a
traveled.
blast.
I'm not saying that's
But Rick is
for you guys. I'm
refusing.
saying both you guys now have to be on stage, dancing, doing the moves, going in malls like
no.
Tiffany in the 80s. Remember? Ashley and Rick at
Yeah,
the
I know.
Galleria.
She doesn't know Tiffany from the 80s.
Ashley does not know Tiffany from the
like I do.
80s.
She used to.
I think I know generally the reference.
Yeah, she used to
I
tour the
had a
malls.
friend one time who found out her boyfriend was cheating on her at the Galleria at Sunset, and it blew my mind that happened at a mall.
I think I know that person.
I know you know them.
The Galleria Mall is a good place
Yeah,
for that
love
type of
it,
stuff.
yeah.
But
It's a fact that you didn't know.
and by the
It
way,
is a fact that I didn't know.
That should show how confident I am in your guys' abilities that you would blow up enough to
I know.
travel like Tiffany did in the 80s.
in the 80s in
Exactly.
the mall.
Because that's my
I'm not going to dance in a mall, though.
No.
Dance here at Vegas Content Studio. Make all my content
What
here.
was your other really good question?
Was it the one I asked you this morning? Do you have a hype song?
That was the one. Yeah.
Like a hype song. Like the song you play when you want to get hyped. Or when you're in a funk that always gets you out of a funk.
Phil Collins.
Which one?
The popular one, Air Tonight?
That's it.
In the Air Tonight?
In the air tonight. Yep. Best.
I'm in.
Yep.
No, I'm with it.
Especially with a good
Or-
sound system.
Oh yeah. Or I just listened to it.
Oh, I got another question.
White Snake in the Still of the Night with the greatest guitar solo
I'll have to,
Love Rick so
ever.
much. How many fifth graders do you think you could fight at one time with unlimited energy?
The whole class.
No, stop it. I hate when men answer this question because every woman we've ever had on the show is like, I don't know, like
2 or
5,
3.
6, 7. Chris was like, 75.
All of
I was
them.
like, what?
All of them.
How many? What's the number? Like 100? You think you could take 100 on at one time?
A fifth graders?
Yeah. Like circa my nephew's size.
Maybe
He's in fifth grade. Isn't he in fifth grade?
50.
At one time.
Yeah.
They're going to just be hanging on you and you're just going to take them out. 50 of them at one time.
I don't think that's unrealistic.
I don't either.
I don't think
know
that's
why.
realistic at all.
Why?
Why? Because they're going to be like hanging on you.
They're fine.
They're going to put you in a
They're fine.
fine.
They're 5-year-olds.
They're not 5-year-olds.
little
They're
f-
9-year-olds.
No, they're
No, fifth graders.
fifth
little.
graders.
All you do, flick them once, they're done.
Flick
Th-
them
they-
with
they don't-
what?
huh?
Jesus Christ. You're just going to shove them and they're done? This is back to the duck, though. You're going to feed them to your giant duck is what you're going to do.
It might
Because by then
happen.
it'll be fine and
It'll-
we'll have taken
it'll be
the
deceased.
duck as a pet.
No, I'm not going to take them as a pet.
What?
No.
What are you hoping the next 5 years of your life looks like in Vegas? Like, what's some bucket list fun things that? It don't have to be 5 years. Let me start over. What's some things that you're looking forward to happening? Living in Vegas.
I got two right
Okay.
off the top. One, I want Rick to get like a big fat defense win in Vegas.
Okay.
Because
What does
we
that
all
mean?
want it.
in
Like
your
a not
world?
guilty at trial.
Okay.
Like a big old win.
Okay.
Including the case we've all talked about ad nauseum. I would like Rick's big win to be we deal it to something real good.
Okay.
Yes.
But another big win.
Yeah.
I think I can speak for Rick when I say he's looking forward to the bingo night I'm setting up. Rick thought bingo in Vegas was in like a bingo hall with like paper and a guy that's like
Oh no, like the Elks Lodge type.
No, that's what he thought it was.
Oh.
Fair enough, because that's where it is. That's how it is everywhere.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're
Or at the
going
church
to-
or wherever, right?
We are going to Blacklight Bingo and Golden Steer. Isn't that the most Vegas
Yeah.
evening you've ever seen?
Yes.
That is.
I'm so excited I came and stand
Yes.
it. You can
That
pick other
actually
things
is
you're
exciting.
interested in.
They didn't go. Didn't they just go out of business?
Who?
Golden Steer.
No, did they?
One of them did.
I'll cry if it was
I
Golden
swear to
Steer.
God, it was one of them, or maybe it was Pamplemousse or something.
Yeah,
It was one of.
Pamplemousse is not great.
Look,
Nobody wants to eat a snail.
at some
I want
point,
that
no, it's a
table
steakhouse.
side.
It's a French steakhouse.
Pamplemousse? Yeah, no, I don't want to eat a snail.
At some point, though,
I'm gonna cry. Did you really say that about Golden Steer?
no, I
Are you
swear to
looking it
God,
up right now?
I'm looking it up because I remember I'm like, oh, they've been here forever. That sucks.
Golden Steer is always on Unlocked. Which is not my favorite.
Steer's been closed since 2000. No, I'm joking. It opens at 4:30.
Why
It's still
are you
open.
like this?
No,
Why
it's
did you
one
said
of the-
Golden Steer's been closed since? Just
No,
kidding.
because it says closed, but there's
No,
a
we're looking forward to it.
Is it Hugo? Not Hugo's.
no. There was I think it's the Pamplemousse or whatever. It's the one on Sahara.
Yeah, that's
and-
Pamplemousse.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
they're the ones that they've been around 50, 60,
No.
70 years, and I'm like,
Can-
oh shit, they're
You've
they're
been to
closed.
Golden Steer, right? Like a
I
million
have,
times?
I have a million times, but it's
Not recently.
literally probably been 20 years.
Okay,
No lie,
so
like 20 years.
one of Rick's favorite things is Caesar salad, and I told him he had the best Caesar salad in
Yes.
town. That tableside Caesar
Oh
salad.
yeah, yeah, and that's the real deal one,
Yeah.
like actual anchovies and
It's bomb.
like real deal shit.
Super good. Rick also is not that adventurous in food, but very much likes feta cheese, which I was surprised by. And he'll tell you the best ribs
That is
are
random.
at the M.
Are they? Why?
Yes.
So, wait. Actually, I want to hear Rick's reviews so far of like, what's your favorite places to eat?
Ugh.
Not good.
No, I know exactly what he's going to say.
Like just so far since you've been here.
Okay.
Where?
I'll start you off. What is your favorite breakfast in town?
Baby Stacks.
Baby Stacks is good.
He eats a
Every
baby steak
Sunday.
Every Sunday.
7 a.m. Same thing.
I don't know why you make that poor woman get up at 7 a.m.
The
to
one
eat
over
baby stacks.
Durango.
Stephanie.
Oh, this one. That's the one I go to.
Yes.
No, well,
Lovely.
Rick,
Every
Sundays are Baby
Sunday,
Stacks.
7 a.m. My wife and I we don't even order anymore. They know exactly what we want. We have now become regulars. And we love
This is
it.
adorable. Your favorite not unique to Las Vegas, but like regional drive-through. I know what it is.
come on.
It's fine. You can say it.
There's two. Cane's is number one, followed closely by Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Rick.
It is what
Here's
it
what I
is.
love
You
about
break
Ashley.
my heart.
Here's what I love about Ashley. I know her thoughts and feelings on Chick-fil-A, as you do too.
Yes.
However,
It's
And I
not
didn't-
even that good.
no. However, she
Excellent.
still loves you the same.
I
Yeah,
do.
excellent
but
mac and
I'm
cheese.
really,
Very good mac and cheese.
I'm more offended by the
Why?
my dad
But
looks
you
because
know-
it's so not good.
Yes.
What?
No, it's
It's-
no.
If
The
you
food?
seasoned your chicken, you wouldn't need that sauce.
The sauce is the best.
No, it's not.
I'm not making a joke when I say this. The best chicken I've ever had in Vegas that reminds me of how Cane's does it was, do you remember Flavor Flav's on
Yes.
Maryland Parkway?
Yeah, it's gone.
You know Flavor Flav? Flavor Flav.
Flavor.
I ran into him there once and was asking about it, and he was telling me like this just insane way. And then when Cane's came out,
Right.
it was kind of like a deformed way of that, but it makes me think of
I had chicken fingers from Smith's Deli last week, and they were. Did you get them?
No, not
If you
yet.
get them fresh, hands down the best chicken I've ever had.
okay. I'll say this, and then we can start wrapping it up. Have you tried Houston's hot chicken?
Want to go? Rick doesn't eat hot stuff.
I would try.
I don't eat hot stuff, and I
Yeah,
love
no.
it.
What's your favorite dinner place?
Yeah.
Sit down.
I have a couple.
Okay.
I love the Raiders Tavern at the M.
I'm a big Mark Davis fan, so I'll
Their
accept it.
food is actually very good. Very good. Another one of our favorite places, the seafood place that we talk about at Sunset Palace.
Sunset Palace.
or Sunset Station.
The Oyster Bar.
Oyster Bar.
Did you go to Palace Station though?
No, I haven't been there yet.
Party foul. Party
One-
foul.
I
Party foul.
one restaurant that we have been to. I don't know if you all have even heard of it.
Bet.
Called Served.
I think so.
That it is on Stephanie.
Yeah.
Up by Valley View.
Yes, it's on the south. It's on this
It's in the strip
corner.
mall.
Yeah,
The food.
it's very LA.
The food is.
It is. I've had it.
Sound
The
good.
chef is
Good.
wonderful. He's younger. I saw it actually on Barbecue Brews and Q's with Michael
Yeah.
Simon.
I love him.
We
Have you been to the Michael Simon restaurant here? Kyle's dying to go.
No.
I think it's a barbecue place.
The new
Mabel's.
and the Mabel's Barbecue in the Palms.
Yes.
Yes. We actually went to Served some of. I'll do a plug. Some of the actually best food I've had in Vegas.
I'll have to check it out.
Absolutely. It is.
You know what? I don't think it's. I've been to this one. I'm maybe thinking of the place that was either there before. Is this it right here? Or at least that kind of looks like it.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it might be. It's called Served. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's an older. That's a.
I swore I've been there though.
No, the
It's very like
the owner,
LA.
the chef is the owner. The food is absolutely
I'll have to go.
wonderful.
Okay.
We've had lunch there. We've had breakfast there. It is.
Do you have a best dessert place? Not really. Is it the freezer at the office where I make the ice cream?
Probably so. Yeah, the homemade ice cream that I get.
My office routinely.
Yes, that's
Because I'm pawning off
divine.
ice cream on people.
No,
I've been
that Served is probably it. The food there is absolutely phenomenal.
Okay.
It's a really cool environment.
is.
It's very hip. He plays. If you go on Saturday, they have a jazz, or a Friday, I think they have a jazz.
I hate
quartet
live
that
music.
comes in.
Fun fact
No.
for you, I hate live music at restaurants. It upsets me.
What about Italian restaurants?
No. Don't
What
come sing
about
at my table.
old
It's
school?
uncomfortable.
What about
it's so uncomfortable. Do not come here and sing.
Capizoli's or whatever in Maryland. Do you remember old school like that mob?
Are you talking about Carlito?
Yeah.
Carlucci's.
Carlucci's, yeah.
We used to call Carla that. Carlucci.
What about that place from back in the
No,
day? It's
I
like
don't-
old mob people used to go hang out in
but
there.
I like, first off, Rick's never been to the Italian American Club,
No.
which upsets
We
me.
should go.
Because it's so fun. But no, I don't. And I do annoying things. Like, I'm like, oh, you want to play a song? Do you know any Lady Gaga? And I just look at them. And
Gaga.
Kyle's like, leave them alone. But no, I don't want anyone to sing at my table. It freaks me out. And it's always too loud. I'm there for conversation.
Sometimes I love it. I was on a cruise ship once and I paid everyone to play the theme to The Godfather. And they did the entire dinner.
That's
It was amazing. I go, could you guys do the whole thing? And they're like, they're into it. They're like, yeah,
Right.
So I have one more question for Rick.
sure.
What do you think is the most dangerous self-thought? Like for me, it's
I love that.
this is the way we've always done it. Like that's dangerous. To be in the mindset that like this is how we've always done it and
Yes.
so we're going to continue to do it that way is super dangerous to me.
That
like
is-
especially in our job, it's so dangerous
It
for
is
our clients.
Well,
It's completely brutal, and I think that you can apply that across anything in your life.
yeah.
Just for me, I hate change, as you and I know.
Yes.
Like I've told you,
Rick's
100
not a
times. I don't like change,
yeah.
but
Rick will be at that desk outside my office until
no,
the
but
end.
I understand how as uncomfortable it is for me. It's a necessity because if I
Yeah.
wouldn't have changed, and if I was completely lived by that rule, I would still be living in Northwest Ohio. I would have never taken a chance on, and especially living in Texas for a couple years, being in New Mexico, and now here, as hard as it was, freaked me out straight up. But it's been an incredible experience.
I thought of another really good one. What is your favorite thing about Las Vegas? Like your hands down, like why you'll never leave. It doesn't have to be me, but it can be. FYI.
And it weirds just being here,
The whole thing.
just like the whole being in the valley.
What else is on your Vegas bucket list?
I mean, we've done a lot the first year, but like
You a car guy at all? In the cars?
not really.
Live music?
This
Yeah.
man goes down to the free concerts on Fremont all the time.
Some of them, dude,
My-
we have like big names
my
coming down there
wife-
sometimes.
Our friend
Loves
Brandon
it.
is playing down there
no.
next month.
No, we
I'm
have
gonna make your wife come with us.
yeah.
He's
been to
doing
Fremont.
90s boy band stuff.
we
You know
went
him.
and saw Starship with Mickey Thompson. Was actually really, really, really good. And we, like, to date me, like, I knew all the songs, and I didn't think that I did. But now, you know, I went to Fremont Street for work one time, and I'm like, you know, this is kind of cool. Most people hate it.
I don't hate Fremont. I don't love Fremont.
Yeah, but now
I don't hate it, but I don't
yeah,
don't hate
and now
it. I love
and
sketch.
and we were sitting
Can
there.
be.
Yeah, and we were sitting there one night, and my wife's like, "Let's go to Fremont Street." I'm like, "You sure? Because this is not the greatest vibe." And she's
Yeah.
like, "No, I want to see it."
Yeah.
And we went there, and if she was sitting right here, she'd tell you she loves it as much as I do. Because she'd be like, "Hey, you know, a couple weeks ago, she's like, you go to Fremont Street
So weird.
for
It's
what?"
So weird.
And she's
That'll
like,
wear off, I promise.
"Yeah, no." And we have bands that we like, and she's like, "I want to go see so and so."
Such and yeah. Such.
What
and such
about
is
like, what's like classic Vegas? Have you done like the shows?
Not yet.
That's a fun one.
No. Well, before.
funny. You mean like
Did you do a Vegas New Year's?
on the strip?
No.
Don't.
We stayed home.
Skip it. It's
no, we
fine.
watched it. No.
On TV.
And we didn't do a lot because when we first got here, because we had Miles, so we couldn't leave in the evenings because of his age. And now, R.I.P. buddy,
This is why Rick tells his wife they can't get another dog. It's a
because we
You're a
will.
little more free
Yeah, we're a
Yeah.
little bit freer, and we're able to do what we want.
whenever you want.
Look, this is
Yeah.
gonna sound horrible, but I, as you guys know, have no longer 3 animals, and instead of replacing my pets from some time ago, I'm like, do I really want to replace them yet?
Right.
Because I don't like
Well, you
when I
never
travel or
replace
anything. I
them.
don't have not replace, but you know what I
I
mean.
have a
like,
great dog
get-
sitter. Her name's Alexandra. She stays at my house.
Yes,
She takes care of my dog. It's his sister.
but it's like now your guys' time. Yeah, it's my sister.
no, you know-
it's your guys' time to
There's things that we want to do,
exactly.
and we
Have
do
you seen the
them.
Bonnie and Clyde car? Have you bought lottery tickets? What do you do with
I saw
yourself?
I saw the Bonnie and Clyde car years ago.
Well, the Bonnie and Clyde car is in Prim, which
Have
there's
you seen
nothing
Tupac's
there.
car?
Yeah. No.
Where's Tupac's car?
It's down the street. The 7 Series you got shot in?
I didn't know
It's
that.
down the street. I should take you. Yeah.
no.
It's literally 7 minutes from the studio here. On display. It's open to the public every day.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, is it on Sunset?
Nope. Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Like, but
Bonnie
we
and Clyde
just
car.
hang out. Like we don't,
anything.
We no
You eat baby stocks on Sunday morning.
every Sunday morning,
I know.
Doesn't matter.
And every Monday I come to work and I say, "How was baby stocks?"
and I
They
say, good.
know what you
And
had.
right. And someday you'll be up. You'll get up early, and you'll probably be sitting.
I'm
in the
up
parking
because
lot.
the dogs
Rick's
are
the-
crazy.
Rick's the
Oh
epitome.
my God. Let's sneak attack Rick at Baby Stacks one Sunday. We'll sit at a different table, and when he gets there, I'm just going to stare from the door like this. Hi, Rick. I'm going to bring your favorite
but
client with me.
It's living here is just it's growing on me exponentially from what it was 9 months ago. But now it's this is kind of a childish analogy. I drive to work every day on the 515, and I look and go,
I can't believe I live here.
I can't believe I live and work here. And when
Yeah.
I pull on, when I'm getting closer to downtown, it's like, yeah. And even, like I posted
It's
and
the woo.
it's
he's woo
like,
drunk.
it's like, you know what, this is, well, but I come from a town of
I know.
600 people.
But it may never go away. That's because of that. It
I
may
hope it never goes
And
away.
Yeah.
even my wife is like, can you believe we live here? And I'm like,
Have you been to Allegiant yet?
we've been by it, but we haven't been in it.
I'm going to take you. I'm going to make a
We'll go
list
to-
of things
I
we're going
wanna
to force.
go. Yeah,
Rick to do.
we were going to go to the bowl game last year, Las Vegas Bowl.
That's.
We're
I
big
don't
fo-
think it's Allegiant. Isn't that
Yeah.
at Sam Boyd?
No, it was
No,
at
I'm gonna
Legion.
find
No,
one.
because Wisconsin played in it last year. In all seriousness, it's very humbling for me coming from
Yeah.
a small town. It's like, and people, I still have friends and stuff, and some people, I haven't had a ton of visitors, which is fine.
You don't want them,
No,
to be fair.
to be fair, I really don't want a bunch of company because my feeling is if I haven't talked to you in 10 years or 15 years,
I'm not your free hotel.
I'm not your free hotel. But
Yeah.
but it is very humbling.
Oh, Rick moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
buddy.
no, at night,
you doing?
if we're out and about or something and we see the all the lights.
Mm-hmm.
And we, Sin and I have been to a couple Aviator games. She loves baseball. I
love baseball.
love the Aviator Stadium. It's just cool.
Was Finn there, the bat dog? You know about Finn the bat dog, right?
Yeah.
He's
Both
the best.
of them.
His sister too, yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole reason. Literally, Sin was in
Rick
tears.
has like not a weird thing. I guess we all have our things. Mine are dogs with flat faces. Rick is labs. And so the bat dog is a lab.
Black and brown.
Black and brown. But they go up after the batter. You know that they're the bat
first-
boy, but they're the bat dog.
The first 3 innings, when we sat there the first time, we were right on top, right behind.
Look how excited Anne's about it.
Yeah.
We've been
And
to an Aces game?
Not yet.
Okay. We're going to go to an Aces game
Yeah.
this season.
And actually,
I'm
I think
in love.
With the Aces?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think
I really
that
am.
Sin has video of the dogs. She sat there and just big tears in her eyes. She's like, we
At
will.
one time at the Knights, there was a dog that skated. Harley. It wasn't great,
Yeah,
so they canceled
We're
it.
going to
but
do an Aces game too.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Don't
I
go
love
with
basketball.
work, though. Cut that out.
It'll be fine.
You don't want to go with our
No,
boss.
it'll be fine. It's
Be like, look, there's a parakeet in the rafters.
fine. What else? What
That's
other
it.
crazy?
Wrap you up.
Fine.
I don't have anything else to say.
What have we learned today? We
What
learned
did we
that
learn today?
we're-
Learned that Rick is the greatest investigator ever.
he is.
We've learned that whether Rick likes it or not, he is now like Ashley's chosen favorite family people. We've learned that Rick's never leaving Vegas. We've learned that Kane's chicken is not that great, even if Rick likes it a lot. Granted, it's fine.
Good.
We've learned that the best ribs in town are at the Raiders Cafe at the M.
Yes. Cookie jam.
We learned about Cookie
The game
Jam.
is
I'm
the
never going to
bomb.
forget
Yeah.
Cookie Jam.
That's
Where's
right.
my phone? I'm going to download
and
Cookie
you will
Jam
be
right
downloading it and playing it tonight.
now. I will be. And I'm
Baby
going to text him and be
stacks.
like, this is not that fun.
Yes, it is.
I won't shit on Cookie Jam for you.
No, please don't, because
I won't. I don't want to take it from you.
No.
We learned that sometimes, no matter where you're at in life, you just have to put it out there or put it on the line and push fucking forward and just do.
Yep.
Yep.
No
Are you
matter
talking
what.
about Cookie Jam versus Cookie Jam Blast?
No.
Are you
Just
sure?
Straight cookie jam, not blast.
There is no Cookie Jam.
Oh, yes, there is, young lady.
Cookie
Are
Mania?
you challenging this man on Cookie Blast?
I will
Look.
pull it up. Cookie
Look.
jam.
This says
It is
Cookie
on
Jam Match 3 game.
Yeah, that's it.
But okay.
Match 3. It's the
All right.
best.
I'm going to get the Cookie Jam. Did you download Cookie? You don't play games on your phone. You have the attention span. Neither do
play
I.
it on
Take
my
pictures
iPad.
and video.
Yep.
He's too busy body camming everyone. Thank you for coming, Rick.
Well, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it very much.
This was very
Anytime.
fun.